Nice day, students. Welcome our English class. Today, we're going to learn about human body system. For this unit, it's necessary promote the writing. The first activity we're going to do is learn some vocabulary about verbs for expressing ideas or function in the human body system. We're going to learn some verbs. In this case, you must listen the word and repeat it after me. Look at the picture and repeat it. Verbs vocabulary. Pump. Repeat. Pump. Process. Repeat. Process. Chew. Repeat. Chew. Detoxify. Repeat. Detoxify. Absorb. Repeat. Absorb. Travel. Repeat. Travel. Send. Repeat. Send. Inhale. Repeat. Inhale. Filter. Repeat. Filter. Protect. Repeat. Protect. So, in this session, you must learn some verbs. Now, we're going to repeat all the verbs, right? Are you ready? Yes, we're going to repeat the verbs. Listen and repeat. Verbs vocabulary. Pump, bombear. Process, procesar. Chew, masticar. Detoxify, desintoxicar. Absorb, absorber. Travel, viajar. Send, enviar. Inhale, inhalar. Filter, filtrar. Protect, proteger. So, you can see some picture and you can repeat the words, right? These verbs we're going to use for expressing sentence about human body system. So, in this case, we're going to learn about simple present, right? So, in this case, it's necessary you must pay attention, right, for getting the knowledge, for using the verbs in third person and the plural and singular person. So we're going to see how do you do, right? Right. Now, simple present. So, listen. How to use verb in present? Using simple present to talk about human body parts of system. For example, if you use the verb in singular form, you must add one S. For example, filter, right? You must add S. The liver filters from the blood. Yeah, it's correct. You can see in this verb, you add one S. In the next sentence, pump is the verb in the main form. So it's necessary to add S. The heart pumps the blood to different parts of the body. So it's necessary urine. You must use S when it's a dear person. When you use the verbs in plural form, the verb write in the same form. No is necessary to change, right? So, for example, the lungs provide oxygen to all body cells. In this case, provide is the verb. The rice protect the lungs. In this case, the verb is protect. The lungs have millions of alveoli. In this case, have is the verb. You can see, don't change the verbs, right? In the simple present for using the verb, there are rules for using verb in present tense. So you can see the rules are this. If you want to use a verb in present in third person, you must add S in the most verbs. For example, pump, pumps. Right, is the correct change. Absorb, right? In the third person is absorbs. So you can see you must one S. If the verb ends in this letter S, O, C, H, SH, CH, you must add ES. For example, process. The final letter is S. You must add ES. So in this case is processes, right? In the final, I add ES. The next example is do. So if you want to use in third person, you must add ES. In this case, do, in the third person, does, right? It's a second rule. If the verb ends in vowel plus way and S, for example, right, play, you must add S, plays, right? Listen, plays, right? In this case is relay, right? I add an S, so say relays, right? Plays, relays. The next rule, say, in the verb ends in Y, change for I, and adding ES that it to say ES. For example, carry, the final letter is way, you must change for I Latin, right? And add ES, carriers, right? It's correct, carriers. So, another example, detoxify, so the final letter is way. You must change the way for I Latin and so add ES. Detoxify, detoxifiers, right? Use the correct form of the verb, right? So in this case, we must to apply, right? We must to apply the nology. For example, we have some verb, pump, process, chew, another verb, right? Those desintoxify, absorb, and travel. You must use in the correct form. So, in the singular or plural form. For example, the first say, the hair blew around the body. The stomach, the food. The teeth, the food. The liver, the blood. The small intestine, the nutrients from the food. Food drain the esophagus and into the stomach. The lungs, oxygen-rich blood to the left side on the hair. The verbs there are in parentheses, you must change in the correct form. For example, in the first sentence, the verb pump, in this case, is pumps. The hair pumps blood around the body, right? Is correct. The second is process. In this case, the stomach processes the food, right? You apply the second rule. Chew is the third verb. So the teeth chew the food because teeth is in plural form. The liver, right? In this case, the verb is detoxify. You must change and do right detoxifies. The liver detoxifies the blood. In the next sentence is absorb. You must speaking about a small intestine, you must add one S. The small intestine absorb the nutrients for food. The same situation is for food. So in this case is food travels down the esophagus and into the stomach. The lungs send oxygen-rich blood to left side of the hair, right? If you do the sentence in this form, you are correct, right? So because you applied the correct rules. So in this case, you learn the importance for apply the rules. Remember, the verbs, you must add one S. Another rule is the verb finish in way, and before this letter there are a consonant, you must one S. But if the verb finish in the way, but before this letter there are a consonant, you must change the way for Latin I and add ES. So in the plural form, there is a change. So we're going to learn some about other situation. But in this case, we're going to learn about human body system, right? Do you know how many human body systems are there? No? Okay, don't worry. In this class, you're going to read. There are 11 human body systems. So we're going to watch, right, the human body system. And please repeat it after you listen to me, right? After me, you repeat it. So we're going to see the next video for knowing what are the human body system. Human body system. Repeat it after me. Integumentary system, you. Musculoskeletal system, you. Excretory system, you. Reproductive system, you. Endocrine system, you. And respiratory system, you. And cardiovascular system, you. Digestive system, you. Immune system, you. And nervous system, right? So in this case, you can see, right, what are the human body system? In our body, there are several systems. It's necessary, right, to know what are they, and it's necessary what is the function or what is the action in our body, right? In this case, we're going to learn what are the parts on the digestive system, right? Watch the video and repeat the words. Yeah, digestive system. Salivary glands, tongue, epiglottis, esophagus, liver, stomach, gallbladder, duodenum, pancreas, small intestine, colon, right? Cecum, right? Appendix, right? Rectum, anus, right? These parts, right? These parts are who form the digestive system. Tell me, are you interested for knowledge more contents about human body system? Yes or no yes? Okay, for me it's a pleasure. Now you are interested in learning some other function. For example, we're going to read, right? We're going to learn about the respiratory system. So actually it's more common to know what happened with the respiratory system, because actually the principal situation in the world is the coronavirus. So this ill is important, because if don't have good ills, I have problem with the respiratory system. So we're going to watch the video and repeat the words, please. Respiratory system, right? So listen and repeat it. Nose, right? Larynx, right? Trachea, right? Lungs, right? Bronchus, right? And the other parts is diaphragm. In this system, we must consider important, because if we are live, so it will breathe, right? For that is important, the respiratory system. So we're going to read about, right, excretory system in the same situation. So we are learning some vocabulary about parts of the human body system, and I am also learning about function of human body system. So we're going to learn about the excretory system. Watch the video and repeat the words. The excretory system. Repeat it. Kidneys, right? Uretris, right, is correct. Bladder, right? And urethra, right? So this system is important, because we have a good function for this system. We are the person with a good health, right? Because we have a metabolism in the correct form. So we're going to learn, or we're going to know more about the circulatory system, right? this system is important because it's who carry out for all body the blood for getting a good functioning, right? So we're going to watch the video and repeat the words, right? The circulatory system. Pulmonary capillary, pulmonary artery, pulmonary vein, right? Left kidney, right atrium, left atrium, right ventricle, right? Left ventricle, artery blood, black blood, capillary of peripheral tissues, right? So this is the circulatory system. Okay, for to know what happened with the human body system is important. Remind what are the principal organs of the human body, right? Are you ready? We're going to watch the video and repeat the last vocabulary of this session. It's important you learn this vocabulary because if you want to use this knowledge in your real life, it's necessary have the vocabulary in our minds. So we watch the video and repeat the vocabulary. Human organs. Now we're going to read about some human organs, or the most important organs is brain, right? Is heart, it's liver, it's stomach, right? You can see the picture in the video, right? And you can see the word in the left, right. So the next organ is bladder. Okay? The next organ is lungs. You can see the picture in the diaphragm, right? Next, you can see pancreas in the right line. So watch the pancreas. Kidneys, right? Do you remember kidneys is the most important if you don't drink water small. Intestines, right? And the last is the male reproductive system. This is the most important human organs, right? So in this case, right, we're going to learn about function of the human body. What happened with the human body when a correct function, all right, is fabulous because we have a good health. So we watch the human body system, function of human body system. Now we're going to read, right, the human body system, and you must identify what happened with each organ. For example, digestive system, right, breaks down food into substance our body can use, right? Skeletal system protect the delicate organs in our body. Respiratory system takes air into and removes air out of body. Circulatory system made out of parts that have more substance to all parts of our body. And the nervous system, the control system of our body. Muscular system allow us to move different parts of our body. And urinary system removes extra water and waste material from our body. So you can listen the most important function of our system. So you must learn each system is important for getting a good function of our body. So we must in the final class, we are going to finish with true activities, right? What are true activities? In the first activity, you must identify the verbs in third person. And the second activity, you must write what is the correct system for each organ. So you can see the image, right? And cycle, right? The function in the main verb. For example, in the digestive system, the principal function is break down, right? In the skeletal system, the principal function is protects, right? Respiratory system, right? The principal main verb is takes. And the circulatory system, the principal verb is makes up, right? And the nervous system, in this case, don't have a verb, right? So because the function is different. So in the muscular system, the first function or the main verb is allowing us to different move. And the urinary system, right? The verb or the main verb is removing extra water. So if you have the good verbs, you are a good work. So because you need some about the human body, so you need about the use in the third person. In this case, when we are speaking about function, right, we are speaking about a third person. Do you remember a third person maybe when I'm speaking about he, when I'm speaking about she, or when I'm speaking about things or about object? In this case, the function maybe are an object because it has a function. And the final activity is more easy. You must identify the organ and what is the correct system. For that situation, it's necessary write one letter according the system. For example, digestive system, you must write D. Urinary system, you must write U. So, excretory system, you must write S. And respiratory system, you must write R. So, are you ready? Okay, we're going to do the last activity of this session. Write this in the place, for example, write bladder, brain, muscle, nervous, skull, hair, kidneys, glute, lungs, large and small intestine, ureters, anus, spinal cord, stomach, bloody spale, mouth, backbone, right bone, right, is the correct. So in this case, M for muscular, D, digestive, C, circulatory, S, skeletal, R, respiratory, N, nervous, U, urinary. Okay, you have only seconds for getting the information, right? I hope you are learning this important topic. Do you remember, actually, we have a social problem, right? We no know it as pandemic about coronavirus. For this situation, it's important you must take care of your health. How take your health? You must drink water, right? So you can help the digestive system. You must eat food health, right? Maybe vegetables, fruits, little candies, etc. So if you want to use or if you want to help the excretory system, you must do exercise, right? For example, in the morning you can run, right? So that also important if you have a good circulatory in your system, you get good health. For that situation, it's necessary touch each organ in your human body. For example, if you have a good health in your heart, you must take care of it. You must do exercise and eat correctly. So we're going to check the last activity. In the last activity, the answers are repul, either U, brain N, muscle M, nervous N, skull S, heart C, kidneys U, uterine D, lungs R, large and small intestine D, ureterus U, anus D, spinal cord N, stomach D, bloodis C, mouth D, breastbone S, windpipe R, nose R. So you have a good word, right? Today we have arrived to the final of the class. I hope you have learning some vocabulary, right? And you have learning about function of the human body system. For me, was a pleasure will be with you, right? So it's necessary you practice at home the vocabulary, right? Do you remember? For getting a good knowledge is necessary practice English all the time. So in this case, for me was a pleasure. Thanks for paying attention, and I hope you have a good day. Por la cultura de México.